DC Metro and Nova Real Producers. This is your publisher, Kristen Brinley, and I'm here with the wonderful Sherry Skinner. Thank you so much for being with us.
Good to be here.
Absolutely. Sherry is with Interstate Moving, and she has a very unique position there that is very important to the real estate community. And I'll have her explain that. But she's been affiliate of the year for several different affiliations, like, MVAR. She's for PUR, DAR, Women's Council, you name it. Just really involved in the community, cares about everyone. We love having her as part of DC and Nova Real Producers. So welcome on, Sherry, Partner Spotlight. If you guys haven't, checked it out, like in the DC one, like it's right here. And can you tell us about your position, Sherry? And did you think that you would be a concierge in the move industry? Tell us how this happened and about like what it is exactly that you do.
Sure. No, I never thought I'd be working in the moving industry. I was a realtor for 15 years before I moved here to Northern Virginia and got into the moving industry. And the company really saw the value of my background in real estate. I was a very successful move consultant, go in the house and do the estimates. And that's how I ended up doing what I do in the real estate community. And it's a unique position that I do at Interstate. Two things that I think are important that I do. As you mentioned, the move concierge, I call myself that because for realtors and their clients, I like people to contact me directly. There's a lot of questions with moving and storage, and people have a lot of unique situations. Or what's funny is people think they have more unique situations than they do. And once I talk them through the fact that we've handled these type of things before, it usually calms them down and they understand that, we understand their needs. But my other job really is to go out and educate realtors too on, not all movers are the same. What do you look for in your moving partners? Most people want more than one estimate, and who are those movers you want to partner up with and trust to give your clients a referral to that mover, because it's a reflection on each realtor on who they decide to partner up with and give referrals to.
Well, and you've been very successful, in what you do at Interstate, like in the first couple of years. Can you tell us, kind of the journey within with Interstate Moving for you?
So because I was a realtor, I kind of flipped the script when I learned how to be a move consultant. So, I just figured, hey, this is a listing appointment when you go into someone's house. It's a listing appointment, but you're not looking at their house now, you're looking at their stuff. When I was a realtor, you just look over their stuff, look at their house. You're looking at their stuff as in, do I need to get some stuff out of here to sell their house? But you're not really looking at it. So that's how I was so successful. My first couple of years as a move consultant, I was actually the most successful. My first year was the most anyone ever made in their first year. I had DC and Maryland as my territories at the time as a move consultant. So because of that success and also building more partnerships with realtors just through that, that's how I moved to this position with the company to really just focus on the real estate community and bringing business in through the real estate community.
Yeah, you are uniquely a pretty darn perfect fit for what you do. So can you tell us like what's the biggest challenge in what you're doing?
So the moving industry is changing. We've had a lot of changes this past year and a half, more than just what everybody else has gone through. People forget that when people talk about a shortage of people working in service industries, that moving is a service industry. So we're getting affected by that with hiring of people, all of that. The shortage with right now, you hear in the news, I think the latest statistics I heard is there's like 80,000 less truckers out there than we need for this whole supply chain. Realtors always talk about things are getting delayed because of appliances and repairs and things that need to happen because of supply chain. Well, that's happening in the moving industry as well. So this is because of that, I think it's more important now than ever that realtors know movers that they can trust and go to and have more than one in their pocket. Because if that small guy you always refer your stuff to has a crew go out, loses a driver, whatever the situation is, you know, they're going to have to say no, or if someone on their books is not going to get picked up, or whatever that situation is too.
Yeah, that's true. Those are really good points. That actually kind of leads to, and I'll come back to like what's most rewarding, but what do you see happening? So you just talked about what's been happening. What do you see happening over the next like 1 to 5 years in the industry?
That's a good question. I'm very curious about that myself. I don't have a crystal ball, but what I feel good about is our company's been around for 78 years and have seen massive changes in the moving industry. They also, the owners of our company, the Morissettes, are very involved in the American Movers and Storage Association, and they're in various groups with the independent movers. And they, because they're involved in their moving community, they've really got their finger on the pulse of what is coming, what changes are going to be, moving forward. I've heard people talking about the whole driverless truck thing. I don't know about that, but I do see that things are going to have to change some. The average age of a truck driver that drives long distance driving, they're like 65 or 68 is like their average age.
Wow.
So yeah, so that whole industry is changing, and the moving industry, whether that means, and I'm not saying this is what's going to happen for sure, but if that means more, you got to have good people here you trust to take care of it. It goes on a truck, more like hauled like freight, or then on the other end, people take care of it well, kind of like we do our international moves, because our company does a lot of international moves. Maybe that's what things are moving forward to, instead of having the same company carry every piece of it in their trucks. I don't know, but I feel good about the fact that our leadership really is on top of that.
Yeah, they have a finger on the pulse, and they're tell me what's been most rewarding for you.
I think, I was a realtor for 15 years. My father opened one of the first RE/MAX offices in the Orlando, Florida area. I'm second generation. My sister bought his company. My niece sells real estate. Like, I've been around realtors. Actually, two of my nieces sell real estate.
Three generations, yeah.
Yeah, it definitely. And I've been around realtors my whole life, and a lot of them have always been good friends of mine. And I really enjoy being out in the realtor community, becoming friends with realtors, becoming really good friends with a lot of the partners in the magazine too. A lot of us see each other at everything, and we've become good friends. And I really, I find it rewarding that, I enjoy going and seeing these people. I've missed them when we weren't seeing each other, but now that we're seeing people like each other again, I find that rewarding. I find it rewarding too when someone tells me that I put their mind at ease, that I've settled their concerns before they talk to me. A lot of people are freaking out, and I just have to calm them down and bring them down and explain things, how we do things, or our processes, and they feel a lot better.
I love it. No, and we have a lot of amazing people, and we're glad you're a part of it. Tell me, so what sets you apart, makes you different? Like, what makes Interstate different?
I think one thing definitely is that we do a lot of training before someone starts the job. I think I know for a fact that a small percentage of moving companies do that. A lot of them train on the job. So that means they're training with people's personal items. The first time they're out, protecting something or not protecting it, whatever that company does.
It's with the person's property. Yeah.
Yeah. They're learning with people's, valued property. So they could make the move cost more, whatever, because it takes longer. So that's one thing our company does. That's not totally unique to our company, but we are one of the few that do that. Also, the moving industry, anytime people are involved, everything isn't perfect all the time, right? There's real estate deals go sideways, you know, but a move can go sideways sometimes for various reasons. And our company will always back up whatever happens and come to a solution. And we've got things in place that if somebody doesn't, we don't meet their delivery spread we promised them, then we have set uh, amounts of money that they get, to pay for hotels and things. We're ready for whatever that situation is to handle it, and we will back it up and handle it.
That's beautiful. That, we have a true opportunity to show up when things don't go well, right? Like, um, how do y'all find clients? So how does Interstate find clients?
So I think we find a lot through me.
I think so too. Yeah.
So we actually invest the most in the real estate community and reaching out to realtors. Realtors know people that are moving. So that is our number one investment actually for our team. So, my company does a lot of different things, government work, defense work, you
guys have had some really cool moves, but yeah.
yeah, has furniture, it holds furniture for the House of Representative, a lot of really cool stuff, does stuff for the Library of Congress. But my department in particular is all people paying for their own moves. And the number one investment is, reaching out to the realtor community through me and through partnerships we make with different real estate companies to make sure they understand, what we do and how we can benefit them, and putting up with special programs for realtors too. That I think, uniquely, me being out and being involved with realtors, I see what their clients need. So I ask for those programs and usually get what I ask for.
That doesn't surprise me. You do a great job. What's important? So, do you have any tips? Like, what's important when working with your industry? So, when working with a mover, do you have any tips or things that you tell people on how to work with you all, or
I
with
think the
moving in
first thing I would recommend is, especially in a fast moving market like this can be with houses. I get people call me all the time. They just listed my house and it's sold, and oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm going to do. And so I think it's very important for when you're having that meeting at a listing appointment to go ahead and be the professional that knows what pieces need to be done. Ask that seller, are you planning to use a professional mover? Because if you are, you should start talking to them, getting estimates. Do you need a reference to a mover, or do you have one that you already use? Go ahead and ask that question right off the bat. I hate to get that call, and I'll tell you, I usually get them in the summer, but I've actually been getting them this month again, which kind of surprises me this time of year, of somebody that waited too long to book something. They can't, find a mover that's available. Again, there are stresses, as I mentioned, on the whole industry right now. So that's happening. Movers are booked up further out. So, just being in front of that, not waiting, not leaving your buyers or sellers out there to find their own mover. And there are ones out there that are not reputable, or they're booking agents, and you think you book something and they don't show up. Take the time to get to know a couple of realtors and ask the question to your clients, because it's going to make everything move smoother if they're prepared for when they're ready to move.
That makes a lot of sense. For you, let's see. Are there any tips for real producers? Or, you know what? I love this question because, especially everything you've just said about like the strain on the service industry. If someone wants to come work with you all, how would they get a hold of you? If they want to come, be part of the crew at Interstate Moving, be part of the great culture, what do they need to do to get a hold of you all?
If they're interested in getting into our the sales, become a move consultant, please reach out to me. If they're interested in doing anything else at our company, anything in operations, you can reach out to me and I could forward you to the HR department. But also, we do have a good website with, you go on the website, moveinterstate.com, and you can go to careers and you can see,
Yep.
it always says what's open there. We definitely are looking for drivers. We're paying bonuses for drivers. And our drivers get benefits, etc. And we are looking for full-time crew members, whether that's, packing, loading, working in the warehouse. We need all of that. So reach out to me or go to our website, and then you can reach out to HR that way.
All right, beautiful. Moveinterstate.com, and there's a careers section. Check it out. Sherry, is there anything else you'd like to share with our real producers?
I'm just so happy to be part of the Real Producer community. I'm really, really glad we're getting back to seeing each other in person. That is such a big component of it as well. I love the pet issue. That's fantastic.
Me too.
Who doesn't like looking at other people's dogs and cats? And that's just wonderful. So that's really it. I'm just happy to be part of the community. And I'm available for any questions, whether Interstate's not the best option for someone. I'll always give advice.
Well, and we really appreciate you. Thank you so much, Sherry Skinner, Interstate Moving. Y'all didn't check it out. Make sure you do. Thank you, Sherry.
Thank you, Kristen.
Have a good day, everybody.